Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really zeroing in on something local, something practical, keeping your home safe and dry when the weather just won't let up. We're looking specifically at outdoor water management right here in the Port Coquitlam area. And we're leaning on some expert sources for this, like Pacific Blue Mechanical.
That's right. The idea today isn't just general tips. We're looking at what the sources, like Pacific Blue Mechanical, say are the key steps for homeowners in this specific area. Turning that constant worry about water damage into actual solid protection for your house, especially when the local landscape kind of works against you.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Why is Port Coquitlam such a tough spot for drainage, according to these sources? What makes it different? It's clearly more than just, a few puddles after a storm.
Oh, absolutely. What the Pacific Blue Mechanical info really points to is this combination. You've got the heavy rain, especially in winter, hitting ground that's often rich in clay.
Clay, right. So it doesn't soak in easily.
Exactly. Clay soil is, it's not very permeable. Water just can't drain down quickly. So instead, it pools, it builds up on the surface or just below it. And this lack of drainage, this percolation failure, it directly causes problems. Water tables rise, you get hydrostatic pressure pushing against foundations, basement walls.
Hydrostatic pressure, okay. That sounds like the real enemy here.
It is. That pressure is what can lead to shifting, cracks, and eventually serious flooding in basements or crawl spaces. It's not trivial.
So if you invest in fixing this, dealing with that pressure, what are the payoffs? The sources must highlight some real benefits, right? Let's talk simple terms. Safety, health, maybe even money.
Definitely. Proper drainage tailored to the site has huge upsides. First, think health and safety. Getting water away from the house stops dampness, which means no breeding ground for mold or mildew. That's huge for indoor air quality.
Makes sense. Keep the bad stuff out.
Right. Second, property value. A house with known water issues, or even just a soggy yard, is less attractive. Good drainage protects the foundation, your biggest asset, and just makes the whole property look better, feel more secure. Buyers notice that. It's a solid investment.
Okay, health, value. What else? You mentioned professionals being key earlier.
Yes, and that links to the third benefit, peace of mind through compliance. Water runoff isn't just about your yard. There are local Port Coquitlam rules, bylaws about where water can go. Using professionals, like those referenced in our sources, ensures the job's done right, meeting those local codes. It protects you from potential issues, fines, neighbor disputes. It's that worry-free aspect.
Got it. So knowing the problem is this heavy rain hitting stubborn clay soil, what are the actual tools? What specific systems do the experts at Pacific Blue Mechanical recommend for this kind of situation?
Okay, two really common and effective ones mentioned are French drains and dry wells, but the details matter, especially with clay.
Right, so a French drain, how does that work exactly?
Think of it as a hidden trench. It's got gravel or rock and a special perforated pipe inside. The key, the source's stress, is using the right kind of pipe wrap, a geotextile fabric, to stop that fine clay silt from clogging the pipe over time. And you need permeable backfill in the trench, not just any old dirt. It basically collects groundwater and surface water near your house and channels it safely away. Very customizable for different yards.
Okay, so it intercepts the water. What about dry wells? That sounds different.
It is. A dry well is more like an underground holding tank, but it's designed to let water soak back into the ground slowly. It's a structure, usually filled with gravel, that takes excess water, maybe from downspouts or even the French drain outlet. It holds that peak flow during heavy rain, reducing surface runoff and preventing overload. It's actually pretty good for groundwater recharge, environmentally speaking.
Yeah.
Very useful where space is tight.
Interesting. So different tools for slightly different jobs, but both tackle that core issue of too much water with nowhere to go. And I noticed the sources like Pacific Blue Mechanical also kept bringing up site grading. Seems like that's often the first, maybe simplest step.
Absolutely. Sometimes just reshaping the slope of the land away from the foundation can make a huge difference. Even before you start digging trenches, it's foundational, literally.
So getting informed about these options, proper site grading, the specifics of French drains with geotextiles, understanding dry wells, it really means you're making a targeted investment. You're protecting your house, your health, based on reliable info like what Pacific Blue Mechanical provides.
Exactly. And, if you think bigger picture for a second, the sources mention how this kind of local expertise is also used for much larger projects, municipal drainage for parks, streets, managing huge stormwater volumes. It makes you wonder, right? If getting drainage right saves one homeowner so much trouble and money and protects their health, What could happen if a whole neighborhood in Port Coquitlam facing the same rain and clay challenges worked together on smarter water management? How much more resilient could the community be?
That's definitely something interesting to think about. Food for thought for you, our listeners.